The nurse said my husband's name twice before I realized she was talking to me. I had been staring at the hospital floor for nearly 20 minutes, watching people move through the emergency department while trying not to think about everything that could be happening behind those doors. Noah wasn't supposed to be here. 38-year-old men who exercised regularly and never missed annual checkups weren't supposed to collapse at work. At least that's what I kept telling myself. Then the nurse appeared. Claire? I stood immediately. Yes. She checked her clipboard. Your husband is stable. I nearly collapsed from relief. The tension that had been building inside me all afternoon suddenly released all at once. For a moment, I thought everything was going to be okay. Then she continued. He's asking for someone. I nodded. Of course. The nurse looked back at the clipboard. Then she read a name that made my blood turn to ice. Ryan. I stared at her. What? Ryan. The nurse frowned. He specifically requested Ryan. For several seconds, I honestly wondered if I'd misheard her. Not me. Not his parents. Not his brother. Not his best friend. Ryan, my affair partner. The man I'd been secretly sleeping with for almost a year. The nurse shifted uncomfortably. Do you know him? My mouth felt dry. Yes. Your husband was very clear. I couldn't speak. The nurse eventually walked away, and I just stood there staring after her. Because suddenly the medical emergency wasn't the thing terrifying me anymore. The terrifying part was that Noah wanted Ryan, and I couldn't imagine a single reason why. Not one. I called Ryan from the parking garage. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. He answered on the second ring. Claire? I didn't waste time. You need to come to the hospital. Silence, then confusion. What happened? I explained. Ryan immediately sounded concerned. Then I told him the rest. Another silence followed. Longer this time. He asked for me? Yes. Are you sure? That's what the nurse said. Ryan exhaled slowly. Neither of us spoke. Because we were both thinking the same thing. Noah knew. He had to know. There was no other explanation. After nearly a minute, Ryan finally asked the question. When did he find out? I had no answer. The drive to the hospital took him 25 minutes. It felt like 3 hours. I sat alone in the waiting room trying to prepare myself for every possible outcome. None of them felt survivable. Eventually, Ryan arrived. He looked just as frightened as I felt. The nurse appeared almost immediately. Ryan? He nodded. He's asking for you. Noah was awake when we entered the room. Weak, pale, attached to monitors, but awake and calm. Far too calm. His eyes settled on Ryan. Then he smiled. Thanks for coming. Ryan looked like he wanted to run. Instead, he forced himself forward. How are you feeling? Better. Noah gestured toward a chair. Sit. Ryan obeyed. I remained standing near the wall, completely unsure of what role I was supposed to play in my own husband's hospital room. For the next 20 minutes, they talked. Just talked. Work, sports, movies. Nothing important. Nothing revealing. No accusations. No confrontation. No mention of me. It felt surreal. Almost impossible. Eventually, visiting hours ended. As we were leaving, Noah looked at Ryan again. Come back tomorrow? Ryan froze, then nodded. Sure. The next day he came back, then the day after that. Then the day after that. Every time Noah specifically requested him. Not me. Ryan. The nurses eventually started assuming they were close friends, and honestly, from the outside, that's exactly what it looked like. The situation became unbearable, because every day I waited for the explosion. Every day I expected Noah to finally reveal whatever he knew. And every day it never happened. Instead, they talked, laughed, shared stories, played cards, watched games on television. The entire thing felt like a nightmare that refused to explain itself. Then one afternoon, Noah asked me to get coffee. Just me. I returned 20 minutes later. The hospital room door was slightly open. I could hear voices inside. Ryan's voice, then Noah's. Neither man knew I was standing there. So I listened. Ryan sounded exhausted. Why am I here? The room became silent. Then Noah answered. I wondered if you'd eventually ask. More silence followed. Then Ryan spoke again. His voice sounded different, smaller. I think you know. Another pause. Noah sighed. Yes. That single word seemed to drain all the air from the hallway. Everything stopped. The waiting, the uncertainty, the questions. Gone. Just one word. Yes. Ryan spoke next. I never wanted. Noah interrupted him. I know. Neither man raised his voice. Neither sounded angry, which somehow made the conversation worse. Ryan swallowed hard. Then why? The question hung in the air. The question both of us had been asking for days. Why? Why bring him here? Why ask for him? Why spend all this time together? Noah took several seconds before answering. When he finally spoke, his voice remained calm. I needed to know something. Ryan didn't respond. Neither did I. Noah continued. I spent months imagining you. Another pause. I hated you before I met you. Ryan stared at the floor. I figured. But then I started learning things. Silence. You weren't what I expected. Ryan looked up, confused. No? No. Noah shook his head. I expected some villain. The room remained completely still. I expected some manipulative genius. Ryan looked miserable. Instead, Noah smiled faintly. What I found was just another flawed person making bad decisions. Nobody spoke. The heart monitor continued beeping steadily beside the bed. Then Ryan asked quietly, So why am I here? Noah looked directly at him. For the first time since the conversation started, his expression changed. Not anger, not hatred, something sadder, something heavier. Yep, you were part of my life whether I wanted you there or not. Ryan flinched. I thought if something happened to me? Noah paused. I wanted to look you in the eye first. The room fell silent, completely silent. Even from the hallway, I felt the weight of those words. Ryan couldn't speak. Neither could I. Because suddenly the affair felt different. Smaller, uglier, real. Noah wasn't trying to punish him. He wasn't trying to humiliate him. He simply wanted the fantasy removed. Wanted the masks gone. Wanted reality standing in front of him. After nearly a minute, Ryan finally spoke. His voice cracked. I'm sorry. Noah nodded. I know. And somehow that response hurt more than if he'd screamed. The divorce happened 6 months later. Quietly, peacefully, almost disappointingly. There were no dramatic confrontations, no revenge schemes, no public exposure, no courtroom battles, just paperwork. Ryan and I tried to continue our relationship. For a while. But something had changed. The hospital room never left us. Neither did Noah. Not physically. Emotionally. Every conversation seemed to circle back to that moment. That bed. That chair. That apology. Eventually, the relationship collapsed under the weight of reality. A year later, Ryan moved away. 2 years later, Noah remarried. Life continued. The way it always does. but every now and then I still think about that hospital room. And the strange thing is, I don't remember the monitors. I don't remember the nurses. I don't even remember why Noah was hospitalized. What I remember is the look on Ryan's face when Noah said he wanted to look him in the eye. Because that was the moment the affair stopped being a secret romance and became what it actually was. Two people making choices that hurt someone who never deserved it. And for all the pain that followed, I think that hospital room accomplished exactly what Noah wanted. For one brief moment, there were no lies left for anyone to hide behind.